Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. St. Mary cop hospitalized after being knocked off bike. A police officer attached to the Portmore Traffic Department sustained serious injuries in a motor vehicle accident on the Wilderness Main Road in St. Mary. He is 30-year-old Adrian Pendy. Information reaching reporter is that around 12 p.m. on Saturday, Pendy was riding his service motorbike when, upon reaching the Wilderness Main Road, a motor car stopped and one of its passengers opened the door, hitting the police officer from his motorbike into another vehicle, which was traveling in the opposite direction. Pendy received injuries and was said to be unconscious. He was rushed to the Anota Bay Hospital and is said to be in serious condition. Bartender's body found floating in river in Hanover. The Hanover police are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of a female bartender whose body was fished from the Barbican River in Sandy Bay in the parish on Sunday. The deceased has so far been identified only as Princess, who was said to have been of a Kingston address. Reporters are that about 7 a.m., residents spotted the body floating in the river and summoned the police. The body was subsequently removed from the water and taken to the morgue. St. Andrew South Police report reduction in murders, shootings. Deputy Superintendent of Police Operations at the St. Andrew South Division, Coleridge Minto, is reporting that there has been a reduction in murders and shootings in the division. The division has seen in recent times shootings and murders, and whilst we are seeing a reduction in terms of the data, year to date, we are still having some persons within the St. Andrew South area which we have an interest in. I share with you the data for this last year, and we had 33 murders when compared to 22, a reduction of 33%. Shootings 38 when compared to 33 this year, a reduction of 13%, Minto indicated. According to Minto, the 10 most wanted men in St. Andrew South Division are Ronaldo Wallace, otherwise called Skull, of a Browns Lane, Ashley Road address, who is wanted for wounding with intent. Romario Grant, otherwise called Coco, who is wanted for murder. Jermaine Richards, otherwise called Richie, of a Pedder Road address, who is wanted for murder. Cedric Powell frequents the St. Andrew South area including Bloomsbury Road and Vals Road, who is wanted for murder. Christopher Duffus, otherwise called Chipper, of Oakland area, who is wanted for murder and wounding with intent. Brian Brown, otherwise called Burger, who is wanted for murder. Shantoni Cardis, otherwise called Twina and Chassis, who is wanted for shooting with intent. Andrew Hall, otherwise called Anto, who is wanted for murder. Hubert Wallace, otherwise called Ricky, who is wanted for murder. He is featured in the Retton area for robbery with aggravation. Sean Campbell, otherwise called Duchenne, who is wanted for murder in the Duane Park space. They are being asked to turn themselves in no later than Monday, April 10 at noon at the Hunts Bay Police Station. They are to turn up with their legal representatives. So we certainly want to say to the public that these men are dangerous and they should not be harbored. And we encourage persons who have seen them or know where they are to call 119 or the nearest police station or certainly here at Hunts Bay Police Station. But these persons are to turn themselves in with their attorneys or legal representatives. We have an interest in them, Minto said, adding that some of the cases date back to later than 2023. Well, I've identified some offenses that they are wanted for, and so we are talking about murders, shooting, robberies, and therefore those are major categories of offenses. Therefore, we do not want these persons in our communities or persons harboring them, and we are encouraging them to seek legal representation and turn themselves in, he added, noting that there are over 70 named gangs in the division, with over 50 being active to date. Minto also pointed out that 2 curfews have been launched in the St. Andrew South Division, namely in Seaview Gardens and the Whitfield Town area. We've had a murder this week in Whitfield Town, with 1 murder in Seaview and a double murder in Whitfield Town space. We have been having some shootings and murders across the division. Curfews were launched in both communities, and as we speak, the curfews are still in effect at this time. And it is with a view that will bring some amount of normalcy to these communities, he said, adding that Whitfield Town is an area that is always on the police radar, while Seaview Gardens, which consists of lanes and avenues, have been relatively quiet, but with spurt shooting from time to time. He added that there has been a joint military operation with the Jamaica Defence Force in the division, and the air support from the JDF, called the Night Sun, has helped with operations in the dark areas, reducing incidents in areas on its radar. Hunt on for Dunn's criminals. Less than 24 hours after the St. Andrew South Police urged wanted men in the division to turn themselves in, a massive police military operation was launched in search of them. The 10 most wanted men, 8 of whom have been linked to murders, were given until midday today to surrender to the police, but with none responding to the call by 3 p.m. on Sunday, members of the JCF and the JDF, supported by the JDF Air Wing, moved into 2 of the hotspots in the division. The police joint military team working under Operation Relentless, which was given a boost last Saturday with a series of island-wide operations in all police divisions to bolster the continuous effort to combat crime and ensure the safety and security of the nation, swarmed the Greenwich Town and Whitfield Town communities. We have a lot of uneducated culprits in this space with high-power weapons shooting at each other, head of the St. Andrew South Police Division, Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts told the media during an interview in Whitfield Town during the operation Sunday afternoon. We are not very optimistic that, having seen their names in the media, they will come in. They are hardened criminals. Most of them can't read and write. They don't necessarily have common sense, but we have laid the table for them, and if they want to come and eat, we will be willing to have them in, or otherwise we'll be willing to come and find them, added Ricketts. We are in a search mode right now across the country. The JCF has pushed out as much officer as possible to dominate the spaces, particularly the hotspots we are concerned about, said Ricketts. Teen arrested after revolver found on the zinc. An 18-year-old male is now in police custody following a firearm and ammunition seizure in Rocky Spring District, Hanover on Friday. Reports from the Lucy police are that about 10:30 p.m., lawmen were on patrol in the area when they conducted a snap raid at a small wooden shop. It is alleged that the teen, who was inside the shop, saw the lawmen and ran. He was seen placing an object beneath a sheet of zinc. He was apprehended, the area searched, and a .38 revolver and 138 cartridge was seized. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. St. Thomas businessman and student among 3 charged in theft of more than $500,000. A student and a businessman are among 3 St. Thomas men charged with the theft of more than $500,000 stemming from 2 separate incidents in the parish capital, Morant between March 30 and 31. Charged with housebreaking and larceny are 20-year-old Ricardo Miller of Lantap District, Port Morant, 22-year-old Robert, a businessman of Prospect District, and 20-year-old Kamar Wilson, a student of Church Street in Morant, the police said. In the first incident, a woman reportedly locked her business place about 7:50 p.m. on Thursday, March 30 and left. While patrolling the area about 3:20 a.m. the following morning, a police team discovered that the establishment had been broken into as the grill was removed and the front door pried open. The owner later confirmed that items were stolen. Shortly after the first discovery, the police received information from a woman that her business place was being broken into. On arrival of the cops, it was discovered that the culprits had removed the locks to gain entrance, cut open 7 gate boxes, and made off with over $500,000 in cash. A concerned citizen reportedly saw Robert communicating with 2 men who went towards the building earlier and pointed him out to the police. He was apprehended and housebreaking implements were found in his possession. Robert was arrested and taken into custody. He gave a caution statement implicating his co-accused. Miller was arrested on April 1 and Wilson turned himself in the following day. All 3 men were charged and are slated to answer to questions when they appear in the St. Thomas Parish Court on April 14. Man arrested after pistol seized in Westmoreland home. A man is now in custody after lawmen seized a pistol at his home in Bad Savannah-Lamar, Westmoreland on Saturday. Reports from the Savannah-Lamar police are that about 2 p.m., lawmen conducted a targeted raid at the premises, during which a 9mm pistol was seized. The man was subsequently taken into custody. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Man reportedly admits to stealing mattress sheet curtain from Clarendon home. A 51-year-old man has been charged after reportedly admitting to stealing a mattress, 15 bed sheets, 5 curtains and a television and 2 bicycles from a home in Maypen in Clarendon. Charged with housebreaking and larceny is Sylvan McDonald, a computer maintenance technician of Palmer's Cross in the parish. Reports are that on Sunday, April 2nd, about 6:40 a.m., a woman locked her house and left. Upon her return on Tuesday, April 4, she discovered that the house was broken in and several items were stolen. A report was made to the police and an investigation launched. Lawmen conducted an operation at the suspect's home on Saturday, April 8, where he admitted to taking the items. During the search of his premises, some of the stolen items were recovered. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.